Welcome everybody to another vlog. So recently I've been going into Nashville trying to do some tours of like coffee shops, bars, and different attractions in Nashville, cool places to go. That's what I've been doing recently. So tonight I went to do that. I went to take some photos during sunset, which was like kind of too late. And after that I walked around the city, took some photos, some video. Then I met a man named Jackie Chiles? Jackie Chiles. I think that name is from Seinfeld, and he likes that. So I don't know if that's his real name, but he's a homeless man, kind of homeless. So when I met him, he was homeless. That's what I got from it. I was taking pictures, and he saw me. He introduced himself, wanted to know my name and all that, so I thought that was cool. He was telling me how nice of a guy I was and how he was a cool guy as well. He wanted me to do some video of him boxing. So I was like, okay, well that sounds cool. I mean, I don't have anything specific to film or take pictures of, so sure. First we were kind of in a dark area doing it, so then we went to a lighter area and he kind of did a little bit. And then I was like, well, why don't I box with you, because it'll make it a little more realistic. So we did that, had some fun, chat a little bit. He wanted to tell me his story. What's your name?
Jackie Chiles.
Jackie Chiles.
Jackie Lee Chiles.
He was a former pro boxer.
Actually, my name
born and raised in Nashville.
Jackie Lee Chiles, born September 3rd, 1957, Nashville, Tennessee. Used to box in the Sheriff Department by the name of Faith Thomas, who's deceased now, but he was well known around the country. A lot of dignitaries come in when they have the famous barbecue in Nashville. They have the best barbecue in the country. And sign off.
So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And he was telling me about his life and how he grew up, and I won't go into all the details about that, so to keep his privacy safe right now. But he's telling me about his childhood, and it was a bit rough up until now in his life. Some of the things he's gone through in the last couple of years, some pretty hard stuff, some death in relationships that he has, people passing away. And anyways, when we were boxing, I said, let's go get coffee. So we went to Starbucks and got some coffee, and then we sat down and talked about all this and how he's going to get back on his feet soon, and he's really proud of himself. And at the end, well, kind of in the middle, he wouldn't say it outright, but he was asking me for money. So this is something I struggle with a lot, because I guess not really many people would know this, but yeah, I used to help homeless people a lot. I've always loved talking with homeless people, always loved letting them know that they're loved by somebody, that they're not just a piece of trash, that they are a human being. So I've just always loved having experiences with homeless people. Always been aware of my pockets, like my wallet, my phone, make sure I'm not trying to be pickpocketed at the same time someone's talking to me, but I've always loved having conversations with homeless people. I actually spent a summer in Arkansas once and an internship in North Little Rock, where I every morning would go to a homeless shelter. It was a daytime homeless shelter. I'd go there every morning for 4 hours and just sit. That was my job. Sit, hang out, talk with people, bring my Bible. Yeah, and I would preach sometimes there. I think I preached a total of 6 or 7 times over the summer to the homeless people. I guess I always call them less fortunate people. Yeah, a lot of them don't have homes. So in Arkansas, I would spend every morning for 4 hours talking with homeless people. That was very interesting, being there day after day. I might just do another vlog with some of those experiences, because I journaled every day for that summer. Back to Jackie. So yes, I sat down with him, talked with him. I just listened to him. I didn't really talk. I didn't really talk at all. He just talked, told me everything about himself. And the thing that I picked up on, he was saying over and over, I'm a good friend, I'm trustworthy, I've never drank, I've never done drugs, I've never, been with the wrong crowd, even though my life has been rough. It's the same kind of thing you always hear people say, oh yeah, I'm a good guy, I'll pay you back. He kept saying, I'll pay you back once I get this job that I'm starting next week, and once I'm getting back on my feet. He actually has a really good plan, and he had a really good story. But that's to me, I've been around that so much, so many times. I know that. I know the story. Everyone has a story. All these people on the streets, they have a story. And usually it's to get money. It's to get money and do whatever they want with it. One thing that really opened my eyes was when I was working at Camping World here in Nashville. I met a man, I can't remember his name, but he had a limp arm and a limp leg. And first when I saw him, I had compassion for him. He's just a very smiling, happy guy, and he was cool. I gave him a ride once to McDonald's, which was right up the street from Camping World. I saw him a couple times here and there, but when I did that, I was talking with him a little bit, And he told me about how his friend, his other homeless friend, made like $2 or $250 in one day, just begging, standing on the corner, asking people for money. And that was like, how? Like, that's like so much money for one day. One day. 200. It was more than $200. I want to say it was 300, but I don't want to go that far. It was like $250 in one day, sitting on the corner. Like, I don't even make that much. I don't make $250 working 12 hours at the warehouse, making $20 an hour. Like, after taxes and everything, I'm not making that much. That's a ridiculous amount of money to make in one day for a homeless person. So I know, like, and there's so many people on the corners begging every single day doing this stuff. So it's like, I know how much money they make. There's just no way. There's no way I'm giving people money. And I've been scammed so many times. Scammed as in, like, internationally, Thailand, Vietnam, China, India. Scammed so many times when the people seemed so genuine. They had such a story that was like, wow, like, I really want to help this person and their family and their children, and oh, it's just groceries, I'm just buying them groceries, but what you don't know is they're taking those groceries back, getting a refund for their money, and taking that money and doing what they want with it. So, like, it's heartbreaking, honestly. It's something that I've struggled with a lot. Like, myself, my inner money in general. People, I don't have a problem with. I love talking with people. I'll talk with people all day, every day, as long as I'm not having to go take care of my family or do something. I don't mind. I spent probably an hour and a half talking with this guy, and it was awesome. Honestly, it's something I really needed. I needed some real part of the world to interact with me, because I don't always get that. Yeah, it was honestly really nice. Yeah, so that's the guard that I have up when it comes to money and giving money to people. And so I told Jackie, I was like, I love being your friend. I don't mind hanging out with you, buying you coffee, like, doing this is awesome. But, like, when it comes to money, I just don't. I don't give money to people. It's just something I don't do anymore. I used to do it. If you would have asked me like 2 years ago, I would have probably just done it, but I'm not going to, just because I don't. So he said, I understand, and he felt bad for the experiences that I've had and all this, and so he asked me again, like, he really, wanted it, and I was like, well, I just can't. Like, I can't. And it wasn't something that was, like, hard for me to say. It was just like, no, like, this is my policy, this is the rule that I've made for myself, and I feel very good about not giving money to people, because the last time I did, the very last time, it was over a year ago, I felt sick. I felt so horrible for giving that person money, because I knew that they weren't going to use it the right way. I knew they were taking advantage of me, and it just literally just made me feel disgusting. So I didn't give money to people after that. I thought, you know what, I work for this money, I make this money, these people don't do anything except come up with a story and make you feel bad for them, and they get your money. So Jackie really didn't seem like a bad person. He wasn't like a lot of them, the other people with their stories and everything. His story felt a lot better than other people's, and he was like almost crying at one point, and it's not that the story was like fine. It didn't make a difference to me, because I've heard so many stories. I've been around such poverty and terrible circumstances in the world. I've seen things. I've been out there. So it's like, I understand that you're struggling, but, like, there's so many people struggling. I can't just give money to everybody who tells me their story. So what he wanted $60 for 4 nights at a room. And to me, when I think about that, I'm like, okay, no room is going to be $15 a night for 4 nights, $60. That doesn't make any sense to me. In my head, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, automatically no. So he kept telling me about stuff and kind of reiterating things like, I'm a good guy. Once I get up and running, I don't mind helping you, or whatever you need, I'll be there. And, I just need this to give me a boost and a push. And yeah, so the conclusion, I ended up asking him more details about the place he was gonna go to. So how far away is it? He said it's about 20 minutes. Who's the person that does this? Is it really $15 a night? And he's like, yeah, I can give you my phone number. He gave me his phone number. I can give you the phone number of that place. So what we did was we called that place he was going to stay, and he said, hey, it's me, Jackie. I've got person here, I don't remember exactly what he said, something, you know. So he gave me the phone, and I said, hey, you know, what's going on, and what's this room about and everything. And it was this lady who said, yes, you know, I know Jackie, and I really want to help him out. I've got other people who want to stay, and I've got this room. It's in her house. It's just her and her dog, but she has this extra room, and she will let Jackie stay there. She's waiting for him to stay there, not other people. I was like, okay. And she said, but I need my money. That's what she said. She said, but, you know, I really want to stay here, but I need my money. I was like, okay. Yeah, I'll pay for 2 nights. 2 nights makes me feel okay. It's not all 4 nights. It's not $60. That just seems like it's like not a lot of money in retrospect, but it is a lot of money. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll do 2 nights for him, because he wanted to go that night and go stay there. So talking to her made me feel better. I mean, I feel like there's actually a person that he's going to stay with that knows him, that there's like a purpose that this is actually going to go to. So yeah, I gave him $40. I don't know, I think some of you might think like, oh, you did a really great thing by helping him and giving him the money. I know a lot of other people will think, well, that's very stupid. He's just going to buy drugs with it. I don't know. To me, it felt okay. It didn't feel like I was being abused or used. It didn't seem, he didn't look like he was on drugs. He didn't look like he'd ever been on drugs. He was an older guy. You can tell when people are on drugs. I've seen enough people. He didn't seem like he was going to do that. So yeah, I really hope it goes to good use. I gave him $40. That's 2 nights and some food at Kroger. He said he was going to go get. If it was all an act, he did a great job. He found that one small spot on my wall that was a little bit lower than all, and he jumped over the wall and got in and got me to give him money. But I'm really curious as to whether he'll actually pay me back. You know, he was saying afterwards, like, yeah, I'll definitely, like, he'll pay me back and all this stuff, and when the summertime comes, we'll hang out or whatever, you know. So yeah, that's what ended up happening. He let me take pictures of him. Actually, he posed for me a little bit, took some photos. In conclusion, I just yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about my heart and my struggle, because yeah, it's real. It's like I've been scammed so many times. It's just real sad. It hurts my heart. It hurts me. But after we went to China, not China specifically, but I think it was getting scammed through our travels and being in India and getting scammed in India and then coming back to the US and people asking us for money and just feeling like I was being taken advantage of. After all those experiences accumulated, I just finally closed myself off and said, no more, I'm not doing it anymore. And there's a part of me that wishes I could be more innocent and more selfless and like help people. Like I wish I could help people more often. My favorite thing like tonight was giving Charles a side hug. I think that's awesome. So like just compassion makes me feel good. I love being compassionate towards people, and I wish that money wasn't such a hard issue. Yeah, I guess that's my conclusion, and I don't know if you guys sat through that long talk ramble, but I'll try to edit out the silent parts I put in there and maybe just put the good points in there. But if you guys listened through the whole thing, thank you, and I hope you reflect a lot on homelessness, your money, yourself, your heart, whether you acknowledge these kinds of people or not, acknowledge them as human beings, and you know, show some love to people. At least make eye contact, wave, kind of, if you have the time, hear what they have to say. And yeah, so I don't know, if you struggle with this as I do, then yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, it's something with I've struggled with a lot. So if, I don't know, this is kind of a dumb thing to say now, but, you know, like, subscribe, I don't know, do whatever you want. I do appreciate the support for the channel, and I hope I can continue to grow this channel. So I hope I can follow up with Charles. I hope we can be good friends. Actually, let me see if he just texted me. No, I told him to text me tonight when he got there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good night. God bless, and love your family, and love the people who you don't always acknowledge and don't always love. Yeah. Have a good night. Peace.